The NBA Finals are set, and it's time to crown a champion. Who will it be, the Bucks, or will it be the Phoenix Suns? We will be breaking down a couple of factors that really play into this. First thing we're going to really look into is coaching. We're looking at Monty Williams and Coach Mike Budenholzer. While Monty Williams, in my opinion, definitely deserved to be Coach of the Year, he proved himself in other ways in terms of taking the Phoenix Suns from basically worse to basically first and home court advantage throughout the playoffs. And now they have home court advantage in the NBA Finals. What's so great about Monty? Monty's willing to make adjustments. Now that is the complete opposite of Mike Budenholzer. Well, Mike Budenholzer likes to play this game, the system, the same way. He has guys run the same plays. He basically trusts his players to make the proper decisions, and he's not going to make any adjustments. So coaching-wise, it goes to the Phoenix Suns. Hands down, because the Phoenix Suns, they're willing to go zone. They're willing to do little things here and there when some other things aren't working. Mike Budenholzer, he's not willing to do that. You saw that in the Bucks series against the Brooklyn Nets and the Atlanta Hawks. The Bucks took way too many threes, and Mike Budenholzer didn't make an adjustment to say, guys, we need to keep pounding inside. He really didn't do much until like games 5 and 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. So Mike Budenholzer, he doesn't make adjustments. He just stays the course, which is dangerous in a series because that could cost you a game. All-stars, we talk about player and caliber players. Believe it or not, guys, the Milwaukee Bucks, if healthy, we're going to put a asterisk there, if healthy, have more all-stars firepower. They have Giannis Antetokounmpo, which is a 2-time MVP. They have Drew Holiday, and they have Chris Middleton. All three guys that I named are all-star players, all-star caliber players. The Phoenix Suns essentially have Chris Paul and Devin Booker. DeAndre Ayton has come along for the ride, but here's the thing. He hasn't been in a setting quite yet. You know, like he said Chris Paul was the best thing to happen to his career. And to me, it's more experience. Getting the experience is the best thing to happen to his career. Experiencing those pressure-packed situations. When you get to the finals, there's nothing more pressure-packed than that. So that is where we say like he's like a fringe star. Like he's coming into his own, but will he be able to withstand that pressure-packed situation? And Giannis, Middleton, Drew Holiday, thus far, they've been in those situations. They perform badly in those situations. So, like, now it's like, all right, everything's on the table. What more do we have to worry about? You see what I'm saying? As opposed to DeAndre Ayton, it's like, if he has a bad game, how is that going to affect his psyche? Like, the Bucks have shown, like, a lot of bounce back in themselves, while the Phoenix Suns, they basically played up against everybody in terms of the Lakers, in terms of the Denver Nuggets. Like, they've played up against everybody. So, how are your stars going to perform? And to me, the Bucks have more star power. Now, not the best stars, but star power. KYP, knowing your personnel. Who has the best KYP, knowing your personnel? I'm going to give that to the Phoenix Suns. They know who should be shooting the shots. Everybody has a defined role. Chris Paul's going to handle the ball. Devin Booker's going to get that shot off the screen. Ayton's going to set the screen. Ayton's going to roll to the basket hard. There's no Ayton shooting threes. The Bucks have a crazy KYP. Nobody knows their personnel. 1 minute it's Middleton shooting threes. Then it's Giannis shooting threes. Then it's Drew Holiday. So they don't necessarily have a clear-cut, definite role. That's going to hurt them in the finals if guys don't stick to their role, as opposed to the Suns where they can definitely stay in their niche, and you have Cameron Payne coming off the bench and stuff like that. He'd get downhill in the pick and roll. Everybody has their specified role, as opposed to the Bucks. It's just like whoever's hot at the time, and we know Giannis is not going to close. So that's another thing. So the only clear defined role the Bucks have is Giannis is not going to be closing at the end of the game. You're not going to expect Giannis to take the game-winning shot or make the game-winning free throws. You're just not going to expect that from him. So that's the only thing that they're clear about. Everything else is up in the air. As opposed to the Suns, they have a clear-cut, defined role. And that makes perfect sense for them. That's why they are where they are. Predictabilities. Now, this may shock you guys a little bit, but in order to win a championship, you need to be a little bit unpredictable. And to me, people like they love the Suns and what they're doing, but they're very predictable. You know who's gonna get the ball here and there. With the Milwaukee Bucks, you know that the ball's gonna go to Giannis, Drew Holiday, and Middleton, but it's that Connaughton getting the offensive rebounds, and the Suns have this too, but not as much as the Bucks in my opinion. See, like if you look at the Suns, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Payne, certain games where they did go off, but for the most part, it was just like they didn't do much. There's certain games. With the Bucks, it was like every time they had unsung hero, Bobby Portis. You had Connaughton coming off the bench. You had the young kid from the Spurs shooting and draining them threes. They seem to have like an unsung hero just when you think like, all right, nothing's gonna happen, or Drew Holiday's not going off, but then Drew Holiday locks you up and stuff like that. So to me, they have a lot more unsung heroes than the Phoenix Suns. The thing with the Phoenix Suns that a lot of people tend to kind of gloss over is they played the Lakers hurt with their major star. They played the Denver Nuggets hurt with their major star, Jamal Murray. They played the Los Angeles Clippers hurt with Kawhi Leonard. With the Bucks, of course they played with people hurt, but it wasn't like the Bucks played KD and KD was down. They played with the secondary pieces. Like AD was the key factor. Kawhi Leonard was the key star. Jamal Murray is a key star. It's not like he's like a 1A 1B type. Now you look in the finals. Giannis Antetokounmpo might not be playing in the first couple games or so. That's a key piece. So when you're factoring that in, it's just like, how are they gonna react to when that key star, the integral part of the table, is there? How are they gonna focus? Because you've seen certain games where they struggle with Paul George. You've seen certain games where they struggle with Lakers down, here and there. But of course, the war of attrition took over. So that's gonna be interesting within itself. Now, my overall pick. If Giannis is healthy, this is a different series, 100% different series. I am going to go with the Phoenix Suns, and I'm going to say they're going to win in 7 games. 7 games. The reason why is because I expect guys to get exposed. I expect guys to turn around, have a bad game. I expect them to have like a good game 1. They win by 10, and then game 2 they come around like a daisical and stuff like that. And also, I'm expecting the unpredictable. I'm expecting the unexpected. I'm expecting the Bucks to really come in there and play together. I'm expecting them to make adjustments. See, that's the key thing that hurt them every series. They didn't make adjustments. And Mike Budenholzer is looking at himself. He's like, you know what? We might have to play small here and there. Play Giannis at the 5. Giannis at the 5 means you have Ayton at the top of the key. Oh, what does that mean? Oh, you're giving up offensive rebounds. And you're getting Ayton in foul trouble. Those are the key things. Those are like small, slight adjustments. Giannis gets the ball at the top of the key. We need a screen for Giannis. We need Pat Connaughton or Drew Holiday to come set the screen, and CP3 has to guard Giannis now. And if he gets doubled, guess what? That causes rotations. So I'm expecting the Bucks to do a little bit of different things here and there. I'm not expecting them to play the way they played the first 3 series. Like, honestly speaking, they're lucky to have made it out. I think they really recognize that, especially with Middleton, because Middleton has really been taking over games. So I expect them to come out different. So I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk for the Suns. I think they're going to win the series, but I think it's going to be a long, drawn-out series because guys are going to make mistakes. Guys like Devin Booker is going to make mistakes. A's going to make mistakes. Here's another thing that people are factoring in. Chris Paul might go down again with something. Like guys, we feel like, all right, Chris Paul has changed the narrative, and he's changed his diet with the plant-based diet, and now he's in full strength. But guys, health is a fickle thing, especially in the playoffs. Like, look at the Suns, right? The main injury, they had the broken nose to Devin Booker and CP3's shoulder. But who's to say something else happens in the NBA Finals? Especially with the way the Bucks play. The Bucks play 100 miles an hour. They grind you to basically a halt. And the defensive strategies are going to matter more than everything. The Suns cannot allow themselves to miss rotations. I saw in the Clippers series where the Clippers missed a lot of threes that the Milwaukee Bucks will make. So that's something to watch out for. Yes, the Milwaukee Bucks will make a lot of those wide open threes that the Clippers missed. So that's something to watch for, as I said before. You have to lean more towards the Suns. They got home court advantage. They have a hungry Chris Paul who has more game experience. He knows his personnel. They have a coach that's willing to make adjustments, that has big game experience, and will not panic in the moment, will stem the troops. They have, to me, better shooting, and they have guys that understand their roles a whole heck of a lot better. Now, defensive-wise, that length of the Bucks is going to be a problem. And this is the argument you made for the Bucks. Let's just say somebody's saying, well, hey, the Bucks can win. You have an MVP. You don't have anybody that can guard Giannis. Then you have Chris Middleton, who's the X factor, and you have Middleton and Drew Holiday, who can guard CP3 and Devin Booker. So they can neutralize them. If not neutralize them, slow them down. So all that little pick and roll that Chris Paul's been snaking through all that, that's going to stop. They're going to get the ball out of his hands quick. Or they're going to body him up. It's not going to be as simple. So this is just basically going to boil down to the X's and O's, and this is where I see the huge advantage in the Phoenix Suns direction. But I'll say this. If Giannis is completely 100% healthy, all these Sun fans with their little banners and all that stuff, I think y'all might want to reconsider that, because here's the thing with Giannis. If Giannis wins the title this year, he changes the narrative 100%. You can't say anything about him. You can't say he can't shoot. You can't say he can't do this. You can't say he's not good as this person or this person or LeBron. You can't even say like injuries played a role, because he was hurt at the same time. So this is like his trump card. So who wants it more? Like, is it CP3 for his legacy and guys winning it for the Phoenix Suns and stuff like that? Or is it for the Milwaukee Bucks? Like, guys that have been kind of down and out all the time. This is the Brooklyn Nets league. This is LeBron's league. No LeBron. KD's out of the picture. Who wins? And this is the key matchup. So I'm going with the Suns, but would I be surprised if the Bucks win? No. Who's your show? Who's me? Like, comment, subscribe.